Hi, and welcome to CISC 351 Introduction to Local Area Networks. My name is Payam Hojat, and I'm your instructor for this course. So CISC 351 is a continuation of CISC 350. Okay? This course specifically, we're going to be talking about local area networks, right? And different applications within networks and network administration. We are going to be talking about planning, installing, and maintaining a local area network, right? A local area network is essentially like your internal network necessarily, if you want to say it like that. And how that system interacts with other networks and infrastructure. So we're going to be going over basic networking principles. We're going to do a quick review of CISC 350 for those of you who didn't necessarily or took it a while ago or have yet to take it. So we'll be going into 350 a little bit, but then we're going to go above and beyond, and we're actually going to do some administrative tasks as well. We're going to have some technical hands-on labs, which are going to be really fun, and you're going to put hands on the keyboard, see how it feels like to be a network administrator, right, for a small local area network. And we'll go into those in a little bit. With this this video specifically, it's going to be your course orientation. Feel free to always come back, refer to this whenever you're running into difficulties, trying to navigate the course itself. So this course specifically, hopefully everyone received a welcome letter. That welcome letter kind of explains out the general idea behind this course. And this course specifically, it's a one-unit course, right? Online, asynchronous, right? Everything's going to be done through Canvas. And your labs are going to be done through a web portal called NetLabs, all right? And we'll go in, and I have another video talking about NetLabs and how you can get access to NetLabs and how to complete each of your assignments, okay? That's in a different video, which I will point everyone to, okay? Now this video specifically is going to be a course orientation, and we're going to go into week 1 as well. We're actually going to get a head start and jump into week 1 items, assignments, tasks that I expect everyone to complete. Now, speaking about course orientation and week 1 assignments, I do want to emphasize that all assignments, all tasks, all quizzes for the course orientation and week 1 need to be completed by the end of the first week, which is going to be October 26th at 11:59 p.m. Otherwise, I will be reaching out, and there's a potential that I'm gonna have to ask you, are you able to continue on with this class, because there are a lot of students on the wait list, and if I don't see any communication or you haven't logged in, that's a real sign of concern. And there's also, we want to make sure that we prevent fraudulent students from taking up course resources and class seats, and have legitimate students come in and they want to learn. So if I may be reaching out to some of you to just make sure you're ready to and capable, and it's feasible to continue on to this class, but just want to give a heads up that all assignments for Module 0, which is going to be the course orientation, and Module 1, which is going to be week 1, needs to be completed by October 26th, 11:59 p.m. So usually the way this class works is, I'm just going to do a quick overview, and we'll go into it in a little bit within the syllabus and the welcome letter. But the way this class works is usually every Monday morning, I will have a overview video posted on Canvas right here in the announcements, right? And the video will come up, in the top screen, right? You'll click on the announcements, you'll watch the video, kind of goes through what's in store for the week. In this course orientation video will be right underneath here, right here. But you'll log into Canvas. This is kind of your home page. You have a couple buttons that you can click. It'll take, if you don't know where to start, you can press start here. Announcements takes you to our announcements, syllabus, and then modules. Modules is where I highly recommend everyone to, when they log into Canvas, just go straight to modules, because it has all your assignments week by week of what you have to do laid out for you. It's just the easiest way to navigate this course. All right. Now, let me go ahead and go through the homepage itself. You have my contact information right here. Office hours are 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. through Zoom online, and then 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. to Thomas Center in person. Just make sure you reach out to me. Let me know when you want to come in, when you want to schedule a class, one-on-one time. Usually I'm pretty flexible on my office hours, so if those times don't work out for you, reach out to me. We'll figure something out. More than happy to find a time that mutually works best for us, both of us, right? I want to make sure I get help. I'm here for you, and so if there's a way I can help make sure that you succeed, I'm all for it. Now communication. So communication, I usually communicate out to the class through announcements, and for the students to communicate to me, usually it's through email. All right, not this inbox through Canvas, but through email. Email my hojatp@arc.losrios.edu if you want to get a hold of me. If you do not directly email me through hojatp@arc.losrios.edu through your email, there may be a delay in being able to respond and answer to questions. Okay. Usually the inbox takes quite a bit for me to check and go through. So emailing me is going to be the fastest way to communicate to me. And make sure the subject line is like this: your class, the class you're taking, your course number, your last name, first name, and then go ahead and ask your question away. Usually email me for administrative questions. Anything course content related, I usually try to encourage students to go post on the support discussion board, ask your questions. It kind of gives an opportunity for other students to ask questions as well. And there's many of you, one of me, a lot of you may have the same course content questions. So go ahead and post up the questions up here. And all students are welcome to come in and help answer some of those questions and receive extra credit points. It's kind of a way to encourage engagement and kind of build a community with everyone in your course, right? Having an online course, one thing that kind of sucks is that you're not going to have that networking capability. So maybe we can, encourage some communication via online postings, right? Now underneath here, we do have this fall 2025 second 8-week semester academic calendar. Everyone go ahead and take a good look at it. The class starts October 16th and December 12th. Okay, so this is your home page. We'll go ahead and press start here. All right, let's go through everything. What's in the rest of the course orientation and module 1. So we'll press start here. This is a welcome letter. The welcome letter, everyone should have received it. I emailed it to everyone, right? Essentially, this is CISC 3. It goes through. This is CISC 351, Introduction to Local Area Networks. This is an 8-week, 1-unit course. It starts on October 16th and ends on December 12th. It has some resources if you need help with accessing Canvas, and the textbook, right? We don't have a textbook for this course. Everything that you will need is in Canvas or in NetLabs. NetLabs being where you complete your assignments. So your reading assignment is going to be in Canvas, so nothing you need to purchase on your end. Now, for the first 2 weeks, I would like everyone to go through Module 0 and Week 1. All right, in Module 0, we're just going to go through the syllabus and course orientation video. We're going to have a syllabus quiz, student introductions, discussion board, And then week 1 module, we're going to do a quick review of CISC 350 textbook. And I believe that's it. Let me see. Okay. Like I mentioned before, it's very important to complete the course orientation during the first week of instruction, otherwise you may be dropped. There's a lot of students that are trying to get into class. Also, I'm trying to, we have to mitigate and eliminate those ghost students who are taking up seats. So that's why I may be reaching out to verify, making sure everything's going well. So other than that, goes into the next couple paragraphs, go into how to communicate, to me, and we went over that, right? It should be direct email, and if you need to contact me, and then your subject line should look like this, right? CIC 351, your course number, last name, first name, and then the subject, question about grades, right? Now I'll go ahead and jump to the next page here. And this next page is the syllabus. All right, the syllabus itself, I have it right here. I'll pull it up for y'all. Relatively similar to the welcome letter. It briefly goes into the class meeting, the start dates, the class number, office hours, which we've discussed. This is CIC 351. It's a 1-unit course. Advisory is CIC 320 and 350, and because 350 is an advisory, I do a quick review during the first week. This is an 18-hour lecture, and this course we go into LAN applications and network administration, essentially. No textbooks required. Learning objectives include describing functions of a LAN, explain LAN technologies and topologies, perform basic network administrative tasks, analyzing advantages and disadvantages of resource sharing in the LAN, analyzing different security concepts for LAN administration, different file resources and file servers that we can configure in a LAN as well, and create plans for securing your network as well. Plan on spending anywhere around 6 hours a week for this class to get through your videos, your lectures, and your assignments. Your net labs will probably take up the most time. And like I mentioned before, there is a video that goes into how to do your labs, how to log into your lab environment, how to complete your assignments, like step-by-step, screenshots, getting a summary at the end of what you've completed, why you completed that specific assignment or that specific lab. Now, usually your activities should follow something similar to this. Log into Canvas every week to watch the overview video or read the overview of the week. Read your textbooks and or lectures, complete assignments and quizzes, then use any discussion boards if there's a discussion. We went through communication, like I mentioned before, emailing me directly for administrative questions, and I usually respond within 48 hours-ish. Okay. One thing I do want to mention is, email me in advance. If you're running into issues Sunday evening at 8 p.m. trying to complete your assignments, it's going to be pretty difficult for me to respond. So email me in advance. I'm pretty good at responding to emails. You just need to play your part as well. Okay. Course policy, attendance is mandatory. This is an online course, so therefore attendance means logging into every week into Canvas and completing assignments consistently on a weekly basis. If you're missing assignments, if you you may, and you're not communicating me directly, I'm going to be reaching out, seeing what's up, and there is a possibility you may be dropped. All right. Now, for discussions, communicating to other people, netiquette is really important. It's a proper way to communicate in an online environment. I have a link here that goes into detail of what netiquette is. If any student communicates in a threatening or disrespectful way, I'm going to let the dean handle you. I have kind of like a zero tolerance policy in that sense. So we're all trying to learn and be better. We're in a vulnerable state. No need. It's not the place. Now, going to late work and assignments. So all coursework is expected to be completed and submitted by the assigned due date. Late work you'll receive will only be accepted within 2 weeks of the original deadline and may receive partial credit. To be eligible partial credit, students must communicate with the instructor in advance as soon as possible regarding the late submission. And this only counts until the last day to do this is December 12th. So if I don't take late work for weeks 7 and 8, because the class ended, right? So it's up to like probably week 6-ish. If you fall behind or feel overwhelmed, feel free to reach out. I'm here for you. Help structure a game plan. We can work together, see how we can ensure that you're successful. So don't be hesitant to reach out. Now, cheating, you're going to get a 0. It's pretty simple. Use your own words. Make sure you cite your resources. Now, it doesn't mean you cannot use ChatGPT or online resources, but rather brainstorm with them. Understand what they're saying, collaborate, gather ideas, and then write it in your own words. I will say this right now, that there's a plagiarism checker in the background of this course. If you get caught cheating, you're getting a 0. So, cite your sources, use your own words. Now, this course is specifically 200 points are possible. Breakdowns are as followed. DSPS. So if you require accommodations, reach out to me. More than happy to make sure that your accommodations are met. I was part of DSPS, so completely understand where you're coming from. Now after that kind of I have the course schedule for the next 8 weeks. And how many points are up for grabs each week? So go ahead, review it, take a good look at it, and yeah. Let's go ahead, and that kind of wraps up the syllabus. Oh, also the academic calendar, which we reviewed already. Now, let's go ahead and log out of the syllabus. So let's go ahead and jump to the next page. All right, so the next page is the syllabus you can download and keep for yourself. This is a living document, so in the event that there needs to be changes, I'll communicate out to you, everyone, but it is a responsibility of the student to make sure they are following and making sure that they are following the announcements, they are following that when the syllabus does get changed, and they understand what those changes are. Okay. Next section. All right, this next page is just the NetLab instructions. Here's a video of how to get in. Like I mentioned before, NetLabs is essentially the way you complete your lab assignments. Now, you're not going to always have lab assignments every week. I believe it's every other week. So you're not going to have to log into NetLabs. I don't believe this week. Let me just double check for y'all. Yeah. So yeah, there's no NetLabs this week, but next week there are, okay? So NetLabs, it's pretty much this website you can click here, get to your website, and it'll bring you here. I create an account for everyone. Everyone's account is going to be their W number, and their password is going to be this welcome to NetLab 10. You log in, you'll complete your assignments, and then you'll submit your assignments in a submission box, which I will usually post every other week when you do get your assignments. This video specifically tells you how to log in, how to access your assignments, and how to complete your assignments. Like, what format am I looking for? Okay, so I do have step-by-step instructions on how to log in and get access to your NetLabs. So either the video or the instructions, go for it. Now here's just a sample report of what a NetLab report does look like. You have your step-by-step instructions, screenshots, and a summary. And that goes in, and that kind of gets explained in the NetLab video on that page. Now next we have the student introduction. So like I mentioned before, it's a little difficult how when it comes to online courses, just because you don't get a network. Networking is really important. You get to talk to your peers and make friends, and you never know when you're going to run into them in the future. So this is just more of like an icebreaker. It's 10 points up for grabs. Introduce yourself. Some of the questions I have listed here. Go ahead and just to kind of open up a little bit. Now, make sure when you're answering these questions, giving a little information about yourself, use proper grammar, capitalization, right? Use real words, college level course, right? But also, I want everyone to respond to at least two other classmates, introduce yourselves. To receive full credit, you have to at least respond to two other classmates, okay? Now, this will be due at 11:59 p.m. on October 26th, okay? And one thing I forgot to mention is that usually the way this class works is Monday mornings I post things at 10 a.m. The overview comes up and the module of the week opens up. I do not open up modules in advance, okay? Everything's very coordinated to make sure everyone's on track. And then all assignments, tasks, quizzes are going to be due that following Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Okay? So in this instance, student introduction, you're assigned the first week. It's going to be due 11:59 p.m. on the following Sunday, which is October 26th. Okay? This first week, it's kind of weird because the week starts on Thursday. So it actually is going to you have 10 days. You get a few additional days to complete your assignments. Now, that's kind of wrapped up the course orientation. We'll jump into week one. Okay, week one, we have some items that I want everyone to go through. So over the next 8 weeks, we're going to have some labs potentially, and those are going to be done through NetLab. Make sure you watch and review the NetLab overview instructions video for that. Really take a few moments to think. Also, I want everyone to kind of think about, like, why are you taking this course? What is your end goal? How are you going to get there? What are the next steps? Okay, so usually I have these course overview for each week, and I'll list out the assignments and tasks, points available, all the due dates. So for this week specifically, complete module 0, which is the course orientation, which we discussed. Next, I would like everyone to read the online textbook, week 1 online textbook, which is going to be a review of CISC 350 real quick. And then we have a discussion board and then a week 1 quiz. Okay. We have 35 points up for grabs this week. We have the student introductions, the syllabus quiz, LAN design discussion board, and a week 1 quiz of the course of the content that we've reviewed in your reading. And everything's going to be due on Sunday, October 26th at 11:59 p.m. So quick summary again, 35 points up for grabs this week, 15 points for the course orientation, 5 points for the syllabus, which is is made up of 5 points from the syllabus quiz, 10 points from the student introductions, and then another 15 points for your discussion, week 1 discussion, and 5 points for your week 1 quiz. Okay, now let's go ahead and jump to the next page. So Your next page takes you to CISC 350 textbook review. All right. So go ahead and click on this link so that you can access your reading for this week through methods, through two methods. All right. So you'll see up here, if you go to modules, or if you go on the home page and click modules, this comes up. This very first module up here has your CISC 350 textbook review, or you can just click down here and click this, and it'll take you up here. Okay. Now, I would like everyone to read through these these chapters. It's nothing too crazy. It's just a few pages with a couple videos in each one of them, just to get you familiar with CISC 350, Introduction to Data Communications. Okay. And then after that, we have a week 1 discussion, 3 paragraphs, minimum 150 words. Describe the primary functions of a LAN, key devices found in a LAN. Provide an example of a LAN setup and explain the role of each device. The way my class works and discussions work is the more detail you get, the more points you will receive. Just because you met 150 words does not mean you're going to get full points. Okay? More detail, more points. That's how it is. There's a plagiarism checker in the background. Plagiarism results into 0. And this is due on Sunday, 11:59 p.m., October 26, 11:59 p.m. Okay? 15 points. Now, finally, you have your week 1 quiz. Week 1 quiz is going to be a review of your reading assignment, the CISC 350. Just 5 questions, right? You have two attempts. It's open books, open notes. So, take your time. Your highest grade counts for your quizzes. But it's going to just be a very basic overview of CISC 350 that we had everyone read. Okay? That kind of wraps up the course orientation. Now, really excited and for everyone for this class. Really want to commend everyone for hopping on and wanting to learn more about networking. But over the next 8 weeks, we're going to have a lot of fun. So with that, I will sign off, and I will talk to everyone soon. So I hope everyone gets into their classes. Went over Module 0, the course orientation, and Week 1, what's in store for this week. And yeah, until next week, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their week, and I'll talk to everyone soon. Thanks. Bye.